It is week 1 of the cut on World of Dance, and we are feeling these cuts deep. We are sad about it. Let's talk about the conversation right now. Let's go.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my gosh. Such an emotional week.
Seriously, though.
Tears all around. It wasn't one routine. It wasn't just a cupcake cry this week. It was an all-around World of Dance sob fest for me. That was really tough.
No, seriously.
But what a great show. Overall, it was a great show. But first, we have to do some introductions. I'm Tiege Panko. As you can tell, Kristen's not here, and we're really sad about it. But don't you fret. She will be back next week. She's on assignment because she's really cool and doing really interesting things. And she'll be back and tell us all about it next week. And to my left, my lovely co-host is, drumroll.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Shannon O'Connor, and I'm so excited / sad to talk about these cuts.
I know,
oh, my
man.
gosh. It came out of well, it didn't come out of nowhere that it's gonna be amazing, but it came out of nowhere that it was gonna be this emotional.
Right, it was very emotional, and also a lot of the couples that we saw go home, I didn't think I'd see go home this week, so I feel like I was just a little bit upset. Okay, just a little bit upset. So let's get right into the conversation. First of all, we also see Julianne Hough. She joins this episode. That was really fun to see. We get to see J-Lo as a mentor and Derek as a mentor, and I think it was a really great show overall, but I mean, sad. What were your overall thoughts?
Overall, it was a great first cut. I mean, these are such talented dancers and talented people, and I love the mentors in it, and I actually really loved seeing the mentors' different approach to how they do it. Because Savion Glover, he sits in the chair with J-Lo, and they, discuss things that way. And Julianne Hough and Derek were just very much like outward, doing the dance with them, demonstrating. So it's just cool to see that contrast with the mentors.
Yeah,
so I liked that.
Yeah, it was great. It was that was fun to see a different side of them. Okay, so first, let's get right into it. We have the junior team division. So we start off with 7 teams for 3 spots. So the first group we see is Flip, who have a pretty strong performance, I would say. Lots of whacking, lots of good group visuals. I think the question was, is it different enough from what we've seen from them? That was at least my question. The judges seemed to like it. It was clean. What did you think?
So I really enjoyed it. But like you said, it's hard to say. I think I liked their last performance a little better than this one. And their costume, I was really surprised because so much glitter and glitz, but I think the gloves really made me just like get drawn to their hands in that intricate movement, which was really cool. And it's really cool how because last time even they were like, we don't have half the dance made, but we just, we figure it out and it comes together. And J-Lo was also worried about them, but they brought it together like they always do. So that's really cool how they're able to do that.
Yeah, I think it was great. I think it was a good performance. I think this is a good example of how costuming can really help a dance or hurt a dance. And this, I think, really just was a good thing for their dance. I think it showed the movement, which was great. So we got 87 from Neo, 88 J-Lo, and 90 from Derek Hough. So they ended up with an 88.3, which kept them around for a while.
Till the end.
Spoiler. We might see them go. But okay, let's keep going, and then we'll get down to the nitty-gritty of who goes home. So next we have expressions. So expressions... I thought it was a great performance. I think that they did a really good job, and Kristen would, I think, give them a nod because they used all sides of the stage, and they really utilized their space very well. It was California Dreamin'. The turn section was very impressive with the switching spots, which, as a dancer, I do know that's very incredibly hard. It's hard.
Really hard,
but I think that they did a really good job. It's tough when people come with this type of routine because it does feel so competition, air quotes competition.
Right.
And I think that sometimes it's not innovative enough to be different on a World of Dance stage.
Exactly.
World of Dance, it's a time to do stuff that's never been seen before, and competition pieces they can look pretty similar.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but overall, I think that they did a really great job. What did you think?
I agree, and I thought kind of nodding to what you just said, I feel like each routine, they kind of have the same layout or the same recipe kind of thing. Like the beginning, like melting, and then they have their turn section in the middle, and then they all come together at the end and pose.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like repetitive in that way. But like you said, the turns are super impressive. For me, it kind of took a minute for me to get into the dance. I thought it was too much melting at the beginning. And I want them... because the turns are amazing, so I want them to do something different with them. Like, go in a different formation, because they're always in those 3 straight lines when they do their turn section. And I get it, cleanliness, I understand.
Yeah, but there's really not a lot you can do with it, though. Like, what would you do?
Could they, like, create some sort of, like, go around the perimeter of the stage or something?
I don't think so. I really don't think it's big enough to do that.
Okay. Or even have, like, a section of them do it while other people are doing something else.
But that's not as impressive. I'm just giving you the what I'm thinking as like a choreographer, even though I do not choreograph, but I'm just thinking as a choreographer, the strongest way to showcase the turn section and kids that are, able to do that so well together is all of them together 3 straight lines. Because if you do in a circle, people are like spotting different places, and also I think it's too tight of a stage to get them around the perimeter. Okay. And then if you had some of them down, some of them up, it looks like some of them can't do the turn section. So I think that the idea is to just show everybody can do it. Look, everyone's doing it. Everyone's on sync. Everybody, and that's hard.
And it is so impressive. Like the timing of everything. No, that is true. But I think they're great, and it was beautiful. I love their costumes. Like what Neo said, Poison Ivy. That's instantly what came to my mind of the costume. Overall, I thought it was great. I just don't think it was on the same level of emotion as everybody else was. Yeah.
Well, and a lot of people had really interesting stories this week, and so it was. Well, let's see. The judges said 86, 87, and 88. So that left them with an 87. Yeah. So a little bit under flip. But we still don't know the outcome because they just went second. So let's move on to the next routine.
Let's do it.
We're going through it, you guys. Yeah. Also, we do have the live chat open, and we want to let you know that we love all of your input, and anything you want to ask us or talk about, please put it in there. We appreciate you guys being in there. Right now we have Reagan and Rachel, and we can't wait to chit chat. So get on in there. Okay, so next we have the Pulse. They were doing a paso doble. Yes. Fire on a stick is what J-Lo said.
I liked that. Yeah.
And they didn't show this whole routine.
You're right.
They kind of sped through it. I think that it wasn't as strong as what I've seen them do, but what did you think overall?
It's hard because we didn't see the full routine, but from what I saw, that seemed to be some timing issues, and kind of what J-Lo was saying when she was talking about the dance, it had me worried because she didn't seem very convinced about it either. So overall, it's hard to say. It's hard to say my opinion when I couldn't see the full dance.
Right. I do think that what I did see, though, it's hard when you have, I think it was 4 couples.
Yeah.
And it's hard to... It's just super distracting. Not just, but kind of. You're looking at one couple, you're looking at another couple. Everyone's doing the same thing, but you instinctively, I think you just want to hone in on one, and then it takes away from the whole overall performance. I'm not sure, but I think that it wasn't as strong as we've seen it. But we do know that the breakdown was an 88.
Yes.
So, but that's all we got. We didn't get the specifics of
why.
Some of the routines they sped through tonight, I think probably just to get through it, to get through the rounds. So they didn't give specific Neo, J-Lo, Derek scoring.
Right.
So just know that as we go through. So they were with an 88. So just under flip, actually. Okay. So next we have probably, I'd say, the performance of the night, if not the performance of the season. It's so nice because there's always just a few of these like amazing gemstones in an episode that that it's like makes it worth coming back, for more. So I think that the lab, this performance. So this performance, this is the round that they got eliminated last year as well. We should probably note that.
Oh yeah.
Overall, it was a really emotional experience, and I guess it was about one of the teammates had some sort of traumatic experience in her life, and she shared it with her teammates, and it made her feel better. We don't know what that story is.
It's personal.
And I don't even think we needed to know. I still was incredibly invested, and taken back by this entire performance. Excuse me. So, no, I think that it was, which song was it? It was Justin Bieber. Everybody gets
Oh my gosh.
Cold
I
Water?
can't even think.
Is it Cold
Yes,
Water?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
so
shoot, I can't even.
it was so amazing.
Yeah. It was.
I thought that the visuals were incredible. I thought that the story was amazing.
Yes.
I was dialed in the entire time. These kids are really fantastic movers, and they're doing innovative stuff that's new. And that's what I like to see on the show is when you move your body different. Like, this is not a competition piece, in my opinion.
Yep.
This is, even though they compete, this is not what you see on a typical competition stage.
out of the
I think
box.
that they're changing their moves, and I was really impressed with this group overall. And this dance, oh my God.
Yeah, amen to that. Holy cow. And I loved what Savion said. He's like, this is your therapy.
Right.
Dance is your therapy. And oh my gosh, was it for her. And the thing is, the lesson, that's what I love about the show. Like, the show is not just for dancers or people who are experienced with dancing, because this is about just life and things you go through and how we cope with it. And that's what I love is everyone can relate to it. And that lesson of, just coming clean about something or just letting that burden off, it is just such an amazing lesson that even adults don't learn. Like, I didn't learn until I was way older. So it's awesome that they can share this message, and that her team, they're just so strong and they just love each other so much. And I loved in their dance, a lot of their movements and formations made it look like they were embracing her. Like they created
the ending was,
like it was so cool. And even the costume, she started in all black, and then they put the jacket on her and the pants on her, and then she was like one of the team, no longer felt like an outcast, like the story. So it's just, and it was seamless. I didn't even know where they were keeping the jacket and the pants. Like, it was just amazing. I loved it.
Those kids.
Yeah.
Those kids are talented beyond their years, which is really exciting. And Derek always talks about, like, seeing somebody who's so young and so good. But I will always combat that and say sometimes that makes me nervous, because sometimes kids get over, dancing, because they're so good, so young, and then by the time they're 16, they're like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
But I will say that these kids have not lost their fire yet, and I don't think that they will anytime soon. They look incredible, and what an awesome team and performance. I love them so much because they keep getting better.
Yeah.
And that is not easy to do on this show, because as the breakdown of it goes, you want to give your best performance every single time, which means your first time you're like, let's pull out all the stops because we need to make our name for ourselves. Second time, same thing. And it's impressive when people are able to give us something new, because we know some teams can't do that.
Yep, that's true. Well, and especially with hip-hop, I feel like, too, it becomes a lot of like, okay, same thing, I've seen it before. So it's cool when they add that emotional aspect, because it's just refreshing and just makes you feel.
Right. And some of those little babies are peanuts.
Gosh, I know.
They're so little and adorable.
And when they're all crying, I'm just like, I can't handle this. I cannot handle it.
They're so cute.
They're
I love
sweet.
it. So that was a really great performance. I'd say one of the performances of the night.
Totally agree.
Okay, so next we have, I guess we should talk about their score.
Their scores, yeah.
So their scores are 100 from Neo, which is what I would have given if I was on the panel.
Heck yes.
97 from J-Lo, and a 98 from Derek, which leaves them with a 98.3. That puts them in first place as of right here. Okay, so next we have the Quad Squad.
Yeah.
I really loved their last performance. And I had questions. This was one of the dances that I was like, is this... They sped it up, first of all, for production reasons, I think. And then also, I was like, is this their music? I have questions about that, because I wasn't sure if maybe there was a music clearance issue. This is me making up a rumor, because I like to do that. But I was confused, because it didn't seem like... maybe that wasn't their music. Because in the middle, when they started using the lasers, it seemed like the music changed. I don't know. I have some questions. We'll do some research. We'll follow back up on that next week.
Yeah.
But overall, we did see, not the whole routine, but we did see the laser section, which I thought looked interesting and cool. J-Lo said it was a bit distracting.
Yeah.
And I'm just not sure that it was as strong as their past routines or offered something different.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
It clearly wasn't as strong, or else I feel like they would have shown the full thing.
Well...
because their first performance was insane. Like, I was like, boom, like, they're a force to be reckoned with. And then we didn't see their last performance, and then... so, I'm kind of sad. The effect looked really cool, gave me Avatar vibes. I was like, okay, that's pretty sick, but they have so much potential, so I really hope they're one of the teams that come back next year, because I feel like they really... and they have a great message,
Yeah.
love all body types.
Love the body types. I know. It's a good platform. It's like you're doing a pageant. And I like it. So we did see that they got an 86, so they unfortunately were eliminated right then and there. Next, we have the Rock Company. So they performed Hallelujah, and this showcased their young male primarily. And I always get nervous when I hear Hallelujah because who hasn't done a dance to Hallelujah, you know, growing up? And I also, like, when there's one boy, I was always on the team, we had one boy. And it was always like, we were like...
Everything revolves around him.
Yeah, it was him. It's his show. But I think that they did a really good job at showcasing all of the dancers. And he is obviously so great and adorable, and he the technique is amazing. And I thought it was cool to see some partnering where the girls were lifting him, and it was I thought it was a really great routine overall. It did, but also here's my thing, it felt competition-y. And they got very different reviews opposed to expressions. And I was like, wait a second, because I feel like that was a little bit similar, you know, in the feeling of being a competition piece. For me. Just for me. So I'm not sure, but I will say that it was a great performance, but I was surprised that they didn't get the same notes.
No, I agree. I think we're on the same page with this one for sure. I thought it was beautiful lines, really great technique, but I wouldn't have guessed the story. I wouldn't have known the story if they didn't explain it before. And so I feel like J-Lo is so I wonder if J-Lo didn't know the story before, if she would have understood it either, you know? But she was able to see their progress and everything. And they got a standing ovation, which from everybody. So I was really surprised. Not that it wasn't good, it didn't seem standing ovation worthy to me. But I give them props. The boy killed it. I loved that lift where they kind of helped him and he did that fan. It was really pretty. So it was pretty. But I wasn't wowed, you know?
I know, kind of the same. But they got a 93 from Neo, a 93 from J-Lo, and a 95 from Derek, which left them at a 93.7. So pretty good score. Like really good score. They were higher. That was kind of higher than I thought it was going to go for them. But it was a good performance. Okay, now we get to the other dance of the night, which is so hard for me to pick which one I liked more between the Lab and the Fabulous Sisters. But let's just break down the Fabulous Sisters. My notes just say, what? I actually wrote that as if I was going to forget to say what.
Thousands of A's.
No. I mean, this was probably... I don't even know how to start. This team impresses me every single time we see them, and they change everything. They change the style. They change the movement. They're such innovators, and that's what makes this show incredible. Whoever found them and put them on the show, props to you, because I'm so impressed with them. Every single week they offer something different, or every time we see them compete. And I think that this was so different from what we've seen them do. The story was amazing. That little peanut in the back on the throne, I cannot. She's so cute.
The little queen. Queen leader.
The judges were right. Some of the stuff is somewhat simple, but the way that they attack it, it's not simple. You can't do stuff like that easily. And they are, I mean, it was incredible from start to finish, kept me on my toes, and then kept getting better. Obsessed. They pushed the envelope, and I love them.
Oh, so, like, instant chills. Them just walking, like you said, the little queen leader. Her just look and their confidence is just overwhelming, that you can't help but be like, are you guys from this planet? You know? Like, they're just so sick. They kind of remind me, like, same vibe as a royal family. You know, just, like, powerhouses, like, coming out to just, they mean business. Like, they're just so humble. They're so humble and sweet after just, thank you. Like, they're just amazing. And I loved, actually, because it was cool, Derek kind of mentioned it, the ending, you know, a simple costume thing with the cape. And she kept going even when the music was over, which was really cool. I thought that was a cool little touch. And just I don't even know how else to say this, their elegance with their buckness. You know, they're just like buck and then can just live it. It's just insane. It's hard to describe it.
They're awesome.
It's just amazing.
They're amazing. I love them, and they're so awesome. But it's interesting, the confidence that they have, because they don't really even speak a ton of English. So I think that it's such an intimidating thing in the first place, being at World of Dance, and then being in America, and then being around people that don't speak your language, and then, like, not wanting to come off wrong. But they, like, do it all flawlessly, and I'm so impressed with them and their confidence and the way that they attack things, and then their sweet little buttercups after.
They're just obsessed. Winners.
I'm obsessed.
Winners.
I think I'm going to start a fan base. Yeah. I'm going to start a fan page. I'm sure they have several.
Yeah. I'll be a part of it. I'm down.
So they got a 94 from Neo, a 97 from J-Lo, and a 98 from Derek Hough, leaving them at a 96.3.
Yes.
So that put them at third in this. So The Rock. Oh no! I'm sorry, second. So now in this division, top three of this cut in the junior team division is The Lab, The Fabulous Sisters, and The Rock Company. So that means the Quad Squad and the Pulse and Expressions and Flip were unfortunately let go this round. And Flip was kind of a sad loss because I think that they, were really in it to win it. Everybody is at this stage, but it's always tough to see people go home.
Yeah, and when they represent a unique style that no one else is doing in the competition. So that is kind of hard to see happen.
So now we're moving to the upper division, and they are mentored by Derek Hough and Julianne Hough, which was so cute and sweet, and I love Julianne's hair red and long.
Yeah, dang it. She looks so different, but she rocks it.
I know,
yeah,
she rocks everything.
She's beautiful.
She's perfect. She's like a princess.
Right?
So the first routine we see is Michael Demesky, which everybody knows about Michael Demesky at this point. He's an incredible performer. This dance was about his grandparents and not being able to be with them as they're getting older. And it was Sam Smith, By Your Side, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
And I think that it was amazing. I think it was really great tricks. This kid has incredible control. The acrobatics add something that not a lot of dancers can add. And when I have a kid, I'm just going to go on record. I'm going to put them in, like, gymnastics classes.
Right out of the womb.
Acrobatics. Because when you can do a little gymnastics in a dance routine, everybody's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's not even, it's not even that big of a deal for people who know how to do it. But it's really cool when you can throw that in there. So I think his parents did a good job.
They did.
But overall, this kid is a force to be reckoned with. I want to see him on every dance show. I want him to do So You Think next season. Like, I just want to see more of this kid because I think he is incredibly talented and well-versed, and I'm sure we will because I think that he's definitely on the radar of a lot of people right now. So overall, the dance is amazing, I thought. Yeah. So what do you think?
When he choreographs his own dances, too, which is just phenomenal. And I just loved his story because it's a real thing, the pull between chasing your dream but also wanting to be by your family. And your family wants you to pursue that dream because they've been there. His grandparents have been there. They want him to do it. But it's so hard. And so the story was so great. I related to it so much. And when he just stood standing layout, I was like, okay, you're insane. Yeah. And how he falling while dancing, like falling gracefully, like intentional falling is so hard. And people make it look so easy, especially Michael. I'm like, that's so hard to do, and he makes it look so effortless. When really, under his pants, he has 7,000 bruises and everything because it's not a fun thing. But he makes it look amazing, and he's just on another level.
He really
deserves to be there.
The way that he moves is actually crazy.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you think like even doing one of those tricks and then doing another one of those tricks, like times that by 10 or 12, like the kid is like a freak of nature.
Yeah.
So it was incredible, and the judges agreed with us. And Neo gave him a 91, J-Lo 95, and Derek gave him a 93, which ended his score as a 93 overall. So I think that was well deserved.
Yeah, for sure.
Could have even gone a little bit higher. I don't know. So next we see DNA.
Yes.
And they were out last year in the duels, so this was exciting for them to make it to the cut.
Yeah.
I think that they looked stronger overall.
They did.
Than last year. The beginning was a bit I don't know. I don't want to say cheesy, but just a little bit cheesy.
Like romantic novel-y.
Yeah, but I loved it. Yeah. And it's such a cute story, and they're a really cute couple. She's so good and strong and flows through things so effortlessly that it's very nice to watch. And I think Neo said elegant, and I would totally agree with that. And I think it was a really good routine.
Yeah. No, it was
What do you
nice.
think?
Yeah. It was really pretty, and I was glad to see that versus the jive, because I feel like this is more their speed, and it looked like they were dancing on clouds. Like it was really nice. And I'm still kind of bitter. Before they started, I'm bitter because they sent one of my favorite couples home. So I'm like, okay, you have a lot to prove right now. So I thought they brought it though, and I don't know. I'm always like conspiracy theorist about song choices because they picked a Selena song and J-Lo played Selena, in the movie. So I was like, okay. And they said it right. They had a lot of passion, and you can just see it, and their emotion matches each other. There's not one of them isn't more into it than the other one. So I really like that. I think they're a great partnership. They're awesome.
They are. Okay, speaking of partnerships.
Yeah.
So, wait. We didn't tell you the score. Should we tell you the score?
Oopsie.
You want to know the score? So, we had a 90 from Neo, an 89 from J-Lo, and an 89 from Derek. So, leaving them with an 89.3.
Yeah.
Which was kind of high for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I loved it, but I don't know. I just knowing how this all shakes out.
And just thinking about the next people coming, it's like, it's hard to beat.
So speaking of the next people coming, we have Elisa and Joseph. They did No Place I'd Rather Be. I think that the choreography was great overall, but I feel as if it was similar to what we have seen them seen them dance. Wait, say to do that.
Oh my God. I saw you see it.
I do think that it's similar to things that we've seen them do before. Yeah. And even if it was a different type of different music, different vibe, I think overall it was similar to me.
I totally agree.
Which you can't really do at this stage of the game.
You got to bring something fresh.
But and I also do want to acknowledge that as a duo, it's hard to change up that much, because you're a duo. Yeah. But we have seen couples do it. So
right, and there is so much beauty with their musicality. Like it's so impressive. And I also feel like there was too much side by side in this routine. There wasn't enough actually like working together and doing things as a couple. So, but it's great that they can, be in sync side by side, but I wanted to see more interaction with them. So,
right, absolutely. So, the judges gave them an 86.3, and we don't know how this one shook out because we did not see the 3 judges' scores. This was one of those ones that they kind of just flashed on the scoreboard. So that was an 86.3 for them. Yes. And they were, you don't know yet. But they were eliminated.
See ya.
Okay, so next we have B Dash and Concrete.
Oh my gosh.
This is okay. We'll get to it. So they had, I think, probably the best performance I've seen them do on the show, and sick. I love them both. I love Concrete because I covered So You Think last season, and we all know him from that. Yeah. And just overall, really great guys, and you want to see them do well. Yes. They had a really great story. The storytelling was amazing. They were in the lab, and they were trying different things on, and I think that the judges said it took a little bit too long to get to the dancing, but I was enjoying the magic tricks.
Yes, I totally
Please let
agree.
them do magic as long as possible.
Yeah.
I was incredibly impressed with this, and I thought that this would have absolutely gotten them through to the next round because they're such innovative movers, and I can tell that they put so much into this.
Yeah. When I would love to see their thought process or their process working together on creating these magic tricks. Like they're like, how are we going to make this cup disappear? Like I would just like to see their process or talk to them about that. Like how does that work? Because that's very creative and you can barely tell how they're doing it. And so that's very impressive. And I think that's why we didn't even notice it took a while to get to their dancing because we were just like, what?
Yeah,
they're
very cool.
seriously magic. Yeah, and I loved how they said at the beginning they were excited to get criticism. You know, a lot of people, criticism is hard to take, so it's cool that they really want it and take it so they can grow and get better. So
yeah, absolutely.
Good guys, solid guys.
I know, I love them. Yeah. Okay, so they got from Neo a 92, J-Lo 91, and a 90 from Derek, which left them with a 91 overall, which then knocked out Elisa and Joseph. So, okay, so now they're knocked out.
Right.
All right, now we have Mar Inspired. Also kind of a tough one. So this dance I thought was incredible, and it was about the story of coming out and, what that could mean for someone and the struggles that come with that. I think they are so good at taking notes. I think that it's been mentioned that maybe they didn't have enough technique or they weren't showing enough of their technical side.
Yeah.
And this week I saw it. They were doing turns and they were doing leaps, and I was seeing very, very pointed, impressive feet. I thought that this was the most technical routine that they've done.
Yeah.
And they definitely took that note of not being so raw and just really danced this so well. There was a kiss on stage, which was crazy, but I thought it was amazing and beautiful. It wasn't cheesy. It wasn't too pushy. I loved it. I loved the story. I was so impressed, and they continue to change and show more of themselves.
Yes.
And I think that that's the coolest thing about this duo. So what did you think?
Yeah, vulnerability. And they're just ready to, leave it all out there. And just his story coming out at 13 and how it's all about just love and acceptance. They are just such great role models. They are such amazing people to be on the show and just have this platform because they freaking deserve to show their talent. And I loved their partner work because it was like they were defying gravity. It was, they had some really intricate movement that was, I've never seen before.
Insane.
And so it's sad. It's sad when they were, after the scores, they were eliminated, and it's just, they're the epitome of storytelling mixed with being a unique couple.
Right.
And
so we did it. We have spoiler. Oh,
Shannon.
Sorry.
Oh, we didn't.
What? Okay, let's go over the scores. Jeez.
So sorry.
Okay, so from Neo we have an 88, from J-Lo we have an 87, and then from Derek we have an 88. So overall that gave them an 87 point something.
Yeah.
Which I was super bummed about
Me too.
because I thought that the scores should have been way higher.
Yeah.
I think that this was different than what we've seen them do. I think that they had a really great story.
Yeah.
And I was incredibly bummed to see them go. I think they were knocked out right after they did that.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, just breaks my heart because but also you do have to remember that them being on the show and being a part of it and being able to tell their stories does mean a lot for a lot of people, and it is great that we were able to meet them, and hopefully they go on to do amazing, great things, which I know that they will because they look like bound and determined young men.
Yeah, I'm for sure going to follow them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else should we follow, Shannon?
Let
Speaking
me tell
of.
you, hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and so much more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels. Let us know you did in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. Tiege is checking it out. For now, thank you for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV Talk.
You guys are seriously amazing, and we love you. Just so you know.
Number one.
Just so you know. We really seriously appreciate you guys, everything you guys do, and we love being super fans with you guys. This is the most fun thing in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We see Zach and Ashley. So Zach and Ashley actually knew Julianne and Derek because they were on their Move tour.
Yes.
And I think that this was good for them to be able to mentor them. And this was a very interesting story as well. Zach had a friend pass away earlier in the year, and he wanted to kind of do something to give him a tribute to him.
Yes.
And I think this was a beautiful, beautiful routine.
Oh my gosh.
And the storytelling was amazing. It's just one of those it's another great story that we saw tonight that also had us in tears. I don't think we were not crying for
I was
any portion of tonight's show.
seriously bawling.
It was so great. I feel like they had very great transitions. Her technique is flawless, and so is his. We got to see more of him and his technique and his abilities this week, which was great. Overall, I was incredibly impressed with this routine.
Oh, it was so beautiful, and I wasn't expecting to get as invested in it as I did. And it was just so raw and so real. And it was amazing how Julianne said, she's danced with Zach before. And so she said, you feel a feeling of safety. And she's like, and I can tell that your friend felt that same, I'm going to cry talking about this, that your friend felt that same safety with you, which is that's such a great quality as a dancer and a human in general to possess. So that's amazing. And just the moments in the dance when he was holding Ashley and like looking at her, just like he was looking at his friend. And it was so beautiful. And wow, like I'm going to watch that 700 times tonight because it was just...
It was amazing. It was amazing. A routine that keeps on giving. Yeah. No, I think this was really impressive, and I think the judges were equally impressed. From Neil, we had a 90, from J-Lo a 91, and a 93 from Derek, leaving them with a 91.3. I think that was well-deserved.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, so finally, we see Karen E. Ricardo.
Yes.
What happened out there? Oh my gosh. Even like, them walking out, their confidence is insane. I knew it was going to be incredible. Yeah. So this was kind of, Karen said it was a routine that they wanted to showcase like what they've been doing for the past 14 years together. Yeah. So kind of highlights, I feel like it was kind of like a highlight reel. Like it was like the hardest stuff that they've done, the coolest stuff that they've done. Yeah. And they did not disappoint with this routine. It was so quick. Everything hit perfectly. But then it got slow, but it was also good, And so I think overall the rhythm and the turning, and then he went down to the splits. It was just stuff that you've never seen, which is so cool. And that's I think the coolest thing about the show, and what really pushes people forward is if they are doing innovative stuff that nobody's seen before. And I think that they're a really great example of that.
Yeah, what do you think? I totally agree. And it's just you can just tell they've been dancing with each other and know each other forever, and it's just so endearing. And I know Kristen actually wanted to see them slow it down, so it's cool that they did. And the slow parts were just as impactful as the fast parts, and it says something when a dancer can make a simple roll just like reel you in, and you're like, that's the craziest move I've ever seen when it's just a roll, and hot, like hot is just the word for it. Like you can just feel it through the screen, their chemistry and their talent, and they have that signature turn move, I don't know what you call it, stirring the pot, and she's just spinning them a million times, and it's just as impressive as the next time, so love them.
It was amazing. Yeah. Okay, so we have from Neo a 100, a perfect 100, a 99 from J-Lo, and a 98 from Derek, leaving them with a 99. So, you guys, if you haven't put it together already, that means that we lost B-Dash and Concrete with that. And that was really tough to see them go because they were genuinely so upset, and also I just love them, and they had such a good routine. I feel like if they were in a different category or something, it would have gone differently. I was just so bummed to see them go.
So sad.
So that leaves us with 6 groups in the upper divisional finals. Next week we will see Paula Abdul and Mel B join the show, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, Paula.
I haven't seen Paula since American Idol.
She's amazing. She's so great.
I'm excited to see what she has to say.
Yes.
She's going to be an awesome mentor.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
But overall, we're excited to see the second week of the cut.
I don't know if my little heart can take it.
I know. If they make me cry more, I just can't do it.
I know.
But it was a really great show overall, and we can't wait to talk about everything next week.
Yes. So
we'll show you guys where we can hang out. We'll tell you guys our handles, and then we'll get on out of here. But Crystal will be back next week, which is so exciting. So we want to thank you guys so much for joining us. I am Tiege Julie Panko. You guys can find me at TiegeDP pretty much everywhere. Shannon, where can we find you?
Awesome. I'm Shannon O'Connor, and you can find me on Instagram at Shanakin_Skywalker, and my newly made Twitter at ShanOC, and that's ShanOHCEE.
You could be her 12th follower.
Yes! Seriously, I'm not kidding. You really could be my 12th.
Thank you guys so much. We will see you next week. Thank you guys.
See you then.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.